What's up guys, Brad here. In today's video we're going to work on the entrance of Piney Grove. Let me show you what we got. As you come down the paved road into Piney Grove, we got this fence that Deb and I put up on both sides. It goes all the way down there to the edge of our property. And then this is our funnel or our gate. And last year I got in here and cleaned that out, dug out the stumps and got some good light going to the ground there so we can get some grass planted in there. And I want to do the same to this side. We've got a video out already from a couple weeks ago where we went in there with a chainsaw, cut down a bunch of pines, cut them up into 3 or 4 foot lengths, and went in there with a brush hog and did what we could. But today I have the secret weapon. I got Precious, our KX71 Kubota excavator. I'm going to dig out some stumps and also pile up some of these logs in here. Precious is only a 24 horsepower excavator, but we can get a lot done with it. And what I really like about using it, besides just using an excavator is fun, it's really quiet. You don't really need hearing protection for this machine. I got 2 stumps right here. All these are pine stumps. So I'm going to work on this one. What I don't want to do is mess up any roots from these bigger pines. I don't want to make them weak so they blow over with the wind. I was digging next to this one pine and there's something a little bit deeper that's really hard to dig. I don't know if there's a hidden pine there or not. Let's check it out. The main pine is here, but I keep hitting something down here. Let's dig it out and see what it is. I guess it's just part of that same pine stump. I had it loose there for a minute, the whole thing, but I don't want to mess up that big tree behind it, so I'm trying to be careful. But usually a pine comes off the main stump right there and has one taproot. But you can see this pine went sideways and then went down. So that's what I was running into, was this sideways root. I was looking at the camera and the time on it, and that last segment was about 2 minutes. So it didn't take more than about 3 or 4 minutes to dig that stump out. This really is a cool machine to have on the farm. All right, now I'll just take the dozer blade and push that back in and pack it. I don't want to mess up this grass up here too bad, so I'll probably just push it in here, pack it a little with the tracks, and then do the rest with the tractor one day. It's another good thing about having this excavator. It's got more weight than the tractor, so you can pack everything in with the tracks. This excavator weighs 6,300 pounds, and I think our tractor is like 3,000 or something. Let's see if we can't dig out this bigger one. We're at 4 minutes and 19 seconds on this one. It's been a little stubborn. I can't get it to move, but I repositioned so I get a bite on either side of it. What I'm doing, because they have such a long taproot, is just kind of digging out deep on either side of it so I can get deep and cut off that taproot down low. Okay, I looked at the camera again. We just about got it. Put a guess down below, and then at the end of the video, I'll tell you how long this took. The thing about pines with that taproot is you can dig around them all you want, but you got to get down deep and sever that taproot down below. So we're in North Florida and we get a lot of hurricanes and a lot of high winds up here. So these trees were made to withstand that. And in just a little bit of time, I got this little area cleaned up and I got a pile back there. And I think that's what I'm going to do, is just kind of work this area and work it to that pile. That's what it looks like now. This is what it looks like before I get in there. You can see 1, 2, 3 stumps right there. There's probably more, but this is kind of the same type of area and the stumps are ripped out. Putting a pile over there, and I've done a little bit of grading. Trying not to do any grading, just kind of pick things up and put them in a pile. Once you start grading, then that becomes just something that manifests on itself, and before you know it, it's 3 hours later, you're still grading and it still ain't perfect. This type of stuff here is where this machine really makes its money. It looks little here, But that's probably been hit with a chainsaw or some sort of cutter several times and it just keeps coming back. But when you rip it out by the roots like that, it won't come back and this area will stay clean. It's kind of tight working in these pines right here, and what I don't want to do is skin them. If you skin a pine, it most likely will die, but even if it doesn't die, where the bark is removed, it starts to die in the core. So like half the tree may still be alive, but it's very susceptible to wind after that. The idea is that get this nice and clean, and one day Deb can come in here with the zero turn and just work her way through here around these pines. We like trees too much to get rid of too many. Once you get the digging in here, hard to tell where the stumps are. Start moving that trash around. See one right here. Now that popped right out. Whoa, there goes the camera. I grabbed that vine at the base of the camera and I actually tried to push it back to push the camera back up. That didn't work. Just working my way through here slowly, making little piles, trying to see how I'm gonna get them to the bigger pile. Now it would be nice to have a dump trailer. I could just grab this trash, put it in the dump trailer, and then go cart it off where it needs to be. If you stuck around to see how long that first stump was that I said I'd tell you later, I think it was like 8 minutes or 8 minutes and some seconds. So that's not too bad. Show you the back side of what I'm doing here. This is where we started with those first couple of stumps. They're still sitting here. Back there with the excavator, you can already see how much clearer that is. And I'm taking that pile and pushing it, and I want to push it out here because out here I have lots of room to maneuver with like a trailer or the tractor. So I'm trying to get a big pile going right there, and I'm just working it from where the excavator is this way. Okay guys, look over my shoulder. You'll see what I got done. It's looking so much better. Probably got about 2.5 hours on the machine in here. So I got it cleaned up to about here. I wanted to go all the way to the front fence. I just couldn't get there. I got a pile back in there we'll have to move later. And then I've got this pile that I moved towards the excavator. The last thing I'm gonna do is consolidate that pile. So there's the front fence. There's still a little bit of brush in there, not much. Pile back there. And this is the main pile I've been pushing. And that's where the first 2 stumps came out. So I've already moved those stumps over to this big pile. And now I'm just gonna consolidate that and call it a day. I'd love to stay out here all the way till nightfall and just keep working this. This is kind of fun, but I just got a text from Deb. She said, when you coming home? No, actually, she said, are you wrapping up? I sent her a picture that I just showed y'all and told her I got a little bit more work left. To her, that means 1 hour, 4 hours. She doesn't know. All right, so I want to get that furthest pile, basically put a pile here. There's a stump right there, though. I don't want to take the time to dig it out. Just gonna go ahead and move this pile. All right, now I can reach that pile in between these trees. Get a big old bite. This is not a zero swing excavator, so it sticks out a little. I gotta make sure I don't hit any trees. In all my excavating today, I hit one tree. I didn't even know I did it. I was swinging too fast. So there's one tree back here I didn't mean to hit. thinking this stuff probably looked a lot better laying on the ground where you couldn't see it than this big old pile. But it might convince Miss Piney Grove we need a dump trailer so we can move it. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up. There's thunder in the background and that excavator is slow, so I wanna get it in the shed so I don't get wet. But we sure appreciate you watching. Until the next one, y'all take care out there. And remember, life's short, tractor hard. PG out.